Well, we are on. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode. This isn't going to be strictly on anything review-like. It's going to be more of a little less structured. It's going to be more of me showing you guys my favorite albums and the albums that I happen to own, along with the cassette collection I didn't even know I had. So let me just change the title of the stream quick, and alright. Almost done here. If I could actually spell things right. There we go. Alright, so, if you've never watched my stream before, and this is your very first stream of me, welcome, first of all. You are in for, well, something. So, let me clear off some space here on my desk, and I will grab the collection to show you guys, the internet, what I listen to. Ah, jeez. These things are heavy. Alright. I probably shouldn't be carrying them like that. That is blasphemy. Anyway, starting off with one of my weirder albums. I'm definitely going to say Odd, just because of its size. Now, without anything in comparison, actually, here's Wish You Were Here. You see how definitely there's definite difference in the sizes. Okay, so this is Fall Out Boy's Save Rock and Roll. I really like this album. It's really odd though, because it's a gatefold, obviously, and there are 11 songs on here. You know what else has 11 songs? Heartworms. Heartworms has 11 songs. This also has 11 songs, but instead of putting it on one large LP, they put it on two 10-inch LPs, which was very odd, but very interesting design choice there on Fall Out Boy. With their new album coming out pretty soon, I'm happy to come back to this one eventually, but that's enough of that there. Oh, and I've had multiple family members ask me if these two made up Fall Out Boy. Nope. That's not them. That's not them. Anyway, moving on to the next one you already saw. This is Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. I love the cover art. It's so cool looking, and no, that isn't a stain at the bottom. That's actually meant to be there. Very interesting take on the commercialism of the record business. Now, there was actually a postcard that came in this that said, well, wish you were here, obviously, because, I mean, what better way to get the point across? So, this is actually I believe it's a European-style sleeve. So, as you can see up here, it's a little rounded. That makes it a little easier to slide in. Got a nice lyric sheet there on the back. The record itself, plain black, with a really cool looking label there. Now, this doesn't say anything about Pink Floyd on it, so if you don't know anything about Pink Floyd, then you're probably going to miss this one at the record store. Actually, my edition came in a vacuum-sealed black plastic bag that it looked very unsightly, but it had like a colored, like rainbowy looking version of the two hands on the album label, and I thought that was neat. I thought that was really neat. Now, moving on to this. Oh, we know I'm accidentally holding two. I've been a travesty. So, this is Dark Side of the Moon. I believe this needs no introduction, and I love the fact that it opens up to be a little reverse thing of itself. Now, this album came out in, I believe, the 70s. Now, this is the 40th anniversary edition, which came with, I have a poster up right now that has 3 pyramids on it. It's entirely in purple. It doesn't say anything about Pink Floyd on it, but it still looks really cool. It also came with 2 postcards and the LP itself. Now, I love this poster. I'm trying to get back here so you guys can see the whole thing. I love Pink Floyd, and if I can find a space on my wall for this, I will put it up, but I have too many posters up right now. So anyway, to the actual record itself, first of all, the packaging is great. It's like this matte finish, very soft. The actual record itself comes in an anti-static sleeve. Interestingly enough, the first anti-static sleeve in the first 3 that I've talked about, obviously this is just a reprinting of the master copy, obviously not one of those poorly made CD remasterings, which, you know, are literally the devil. Anyway, moving on to Blink-182's California, which I just love the album cover for this. It's very reminiscent of comic books, which I grew up reading, of course. I mean, what kid hasn't at least read one? So, on the back here, just give you a nice little minimalistic song listing. Interesting story about this one. It actually comes with the same sort of credits, and of course it's got the nice little, the old Blink-182 logo. I really like the fact that it's just very minimalistic. It's very, very, very minimalistic. 180 gram vinyl. Now, interesting story. This actually came with it came with 2 download codes instead of 1. And they both look like little business cards. And I'm like, I really want a Blink-182 poster, but I don't have enough space. So I put up the I wouldn't be able to show you because it's up on my opposite side of the wall, but it's like this little business card of the album cover, like that sort of size. So I'm like, it's my mini poster. Moving on to, this is going to be a toughie to review because this has a lot of layers to it, but this is Van Morrison's Moondance. He even shaved for the back of the album cover, so good on you, Van. I was absolutely enamored, just absolutely like on the floor about the inside. This is not a lyric sheet. No, this is actually a story, a short story called A Fable by Janet Planet. I've not taken the time to actually read this yet, but now that I look at it, I'm probably going to read this tonight because it's very short, just a typical length of a gatefold lyric sheet. It doesn't actually have anything this side, so I'm kind of confused as to why it's a gatefold. Maybe they really wanted to accentuate the fact that, hey, look, we have a story in here. 180 gram vinyl, original Warner Brothers pressing, so of course it's got that ugly olive green that we all know and love. I love my Warner Brothers pressings. My only other one, I believe, is Purple Rain. I'm not 100% sure what my printing of, yeah, this is Capitol. Which takes me to my next one, Saturday Night Fever, the original movie soundtrack. This is a double LP with absolutely glorious pictures of John Travolta jumping on the inside. I mean, how can you not love that? That is just true. The heck are you doing, computer? Don't do this to me now. Come on. Come on. Oh, it's probably because it's, I think my vinyl's pressing down on the poor little, what do you call it? Trackpad that I have that I barely ever use. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's actually up. Alright, I just want to make sure. This is a diverse album. This has Bee Gees, Walter Murphy, hopefully you know who the Tramps are. I've little more on that pretty soon. Kool and the Gang, a lot of instrumentals on here. Oh, and I'm probably gonna butcher this name, but Tavares. It's like 5 guys on the back here, hanging out, doing band stuff down on that side. Now, interesting fact, I have a family member who actually knows the guy who plays the trumpet. Didn't actually know him for very long. Just kind of like met up with him and knew him through something. I don't know anything past that, so I'll figure out what that's all about. So again, double LP. I don't know what the gram is on this printing, but it's just your standard, typical Saturday Night Fever pressing. Sounds very good. I especially love the 10-minute. Okay, no, actually, I need to tell you guys how long this thing is because this is ridiculous. 10 minutes and 50-second version of Disco Inferno. If you have the patience to sit through that, I highly recommend it, and also I commend you for your bravery. I don't have too much to say about this one. You already know how I feel about this. Of course, 180 gram pressing of the Shins Heartworms. I love the Shins. As you guys know, very excited for the Worm's Heart to come out. Very exciting times. Actually came with a download code in here. And again, as we talked about, I love the lyric sheet. I don't have much to say about this since I've already done a review on it, but you guys know what I do here. This is one of my 2 first albums that I ever got. This is Coldplay's Kaleidoscope. Kaleidoscope? Yeah, Kaleidoscope EP. Looks very much like their Head Full of Dreams album, I must say. Definitely on the front here with the sort of Tree of Life look to it. I was absolutely like freaking out about this because I like Coldplay. I mean, most of Coldplay. My dog, on the other hand, every time I mention Coldplay, does not like it. She usually lays right there, and I sit in my room, I get a little bit of stuff done on the computer, I put on a record, she sits there. Sometimes she's interested. One time I was playing Time by Pink Floyd. She freaked out when the clock started ringing at the beginning. She was like, yo, not okay. But this album she could actually sit through very well. I like the lyric sheet. It's handwritten. Well, not handwritten, but it's like printed, handwritten. And I really like that. Chris Martin did a very good job on this album, I think. Pitchfork gave it a review of, I believe, 4.8. I'm going to have to respectfully disagree with that. As, first of all, blue vinyl, I'm a sucker for colored vinyl. What can I say? My Fall Out Boy one, this one, I believe that's it. I think that's all my colored vinyl. I'm actually hoping to get a picture vinyl of a maxi single of When Doves Cry, which is very exciting for me because it's Prince. Panic! The Disco, again, album I've gone over. Don't have to talk about it all that much. Came with a download code. I'm not sure about the grams of this. I don't think it's 180 because it doesn't sound like 180. Again, cover art's great. I love the minimalism in these records. I love that. The lyric sheet is something that I'm a little iffy about, but I find it funny to go through here and read Panic! The Disco is Brendan Urie because he's the only last one left, and they don't mention any of the other band members because, you know, he's the original. He's been there since the beginning. He's the reason they're here. I'm pretty sure I actually did like a research paper on him once. It was back in my cringy days, which still haven't ended. But anyway, you guys already know what this one is just by the floral print alone. If you see my other episodes, you should know what this one is. This is Purple Rain, 180 gram pressing of Purple Rain by Prince and the Revolution. Now, as you know, Warner Brothers Records does a wonderful job with their pressings, I think. And this is no different. This is definitely a must pick. Or no, it's one of my picks that's a must listen. That's what I meant to say the whole time, okay? Again, I don't have very much to say in regards to this album since I've already reviewed it, so go check that one out. I know it's like almost an hour, but it's like full of funny life anecdotes and stuff that you guys may be interested in. So if you want to hear more about me and who I am, then feel free. I hate to say this, but the next one is one of my least... No, I don't want to say least. I'm trying to think of a different word that means least. I'm trying to think of a word that means that it sounds really horrible, but I still appreciate the fact that it's Fall Out Boy. My Fall Out Boy records, I hate saying this, are my worst quality records, and I love Fall Out Boy. I think they've changed a lot, sometimes a little too much, but being able to listen to songs such as our lawyer made us change the name of the song so we wouldn't get sued, and I've got a dark alley and a bad idea that says you should shut your mouth, also known as Summer Song. I love the titles on this. It's very early Panic! At the Disco, very well stereotypically Fall Out Boy to have really long song titles. Double LP, Gatefold, definitely not 180 gram. Has a lot of pictures of Pete Wentz, the eyeliner king, Andy Hurley, who else? Patrick Stump over here with Patrick Stump used to have like this neck beard sort of thing going on. Like there. You see that? Here, I'll turn that way. There you go. He used to have like a goatee neck beard thing going on. And of course, Joe Throman. I never knew how to pronounce that. And I'm not going to try now. Now, if you really like Fall Out Boy and you're willing to sit through an entire Fall Out Boy... Oh, also, I love the back. I really like the back. The back is cool. And, of course, it looks neat. But, if you really like Fall Out Boy, I get this, but get it at the lowest price you can, definitely, because you're not missing out on much if you don't know how you feel about Fall Out Boy yet. Definitely go with Save Rock and Roll, which is their third most recent album, if you count Mania, which is coming out, I believe, the 18th of January, which is like 7 days after this. And then before that was American Beauty, American Psycho. And then before that was Save Rock and Roll. Yeah. I'm trying to remember this, but anyway. Very last album is a gatefold of the absolute classic. Well, it's not really a classic. It's more of a collection of classics because he's not the most well-known, but if you heard one of his songs, you would know it's him. If you've ever heard the song, let's see here. Let me just read off a few of these. Father and Son. Tuesday's Dead. I like that one. Matthew and Son. A lot of songs that say and Son. I don't know. Oh, my theme song, I Love My Dog. Peace Train. I don't know if it has The Wind on here. Does it have The Wind? I don't think it does, but it does have Moon Shadow, which is good. Wild World is also good. Now, this is possibly one of my best sounding albums. I can say that without any, like, not saying yes to that. This is one of 2,000 silver copies of Cat Stevens collected on 180 gram vinyl by Universal, of all places. Part of their Music on Vinyl program, which that's not a very creative name, Universal. This is number 547 out of 2,000 that were ever created in silver, so lucky find, you know? And this is the kind of music that you put on and you listen to, and you have it on in the background, and it's a constant sort of comfort. So, like, if you knew people who listened to this and they found enjoyment in this, sort of like how people say, like, again, I'm not into country music, but whenever I tell people, hey, I don't know if I'm going to like this even later on in life, well, they're like, maybe you'll find comfort in it one day, and that's how you'll like it. That's how I feel about Cat Stevens. Even at the age that I am, I feel like Cat Stevens brings comfort and a nice environment to whatever room is having this pumped out of the speaker. I really like Cat Stevens, and there's nothing much more to say about him as an artist other than if you want to read, you know, this entire, like, short biography about him. Born in 1948. Interesting. And then there's a track listing on the inside as well. My only thing about the track listing on the inside is that it does not provide lyrics. I did not find lyrics in here, but I did find an ad. I did find an ad in here for some very interesting things. I don't know all these bands on here, but I definitely do know Huey Lewis and the News. I know the Velvet Underground. I don't know why they didn't call it, you know. Wasn't it like Nico in the Velvet Underground or something? Like the album with a banana on the front that was like super influential. I don't know, John Hyatt? I'm not even gonna try. Charles Aznavour. Wow, that's a 3 LP collection. And then Carpenters, I think I've heard a few of their things. on the back, the only few that I'm excited about on here are definitely Buddy Holly, which is a 3 LP collection. So Christmas ideals for anyone out there. Fan mail. Actually, I didn't even have fan mail set up. I should probably set that up. We have Marvin Gaye Collected. Huge fan. Love Marvin Gaye. Moody Blues, I don't know all that much about them, but I do like a few of their songs, and I can definitely appreciate them as artists. But hey, look right there. That's my Cat Stevens album. But yeah, this is one of 2,000 of the silver prints. And of course, they come in an anti-static sleeve, which I highly appreciate, so thank you, Universal. I didn't know you guys did records till I got this for Christmas. So that's it for vinyl. I think I'm gonna move my computer over here. Nice pan shot of my room here. Okay, you know, there it is. See that? See that right up there? That is my Blink-182 thing, and then these are the Pink Floyd thing. No, I'm not gonna pick up my computer and carry it over. Anyway, let's take a quick look here at the at my setup. I'll move this quick. So I have a Mercury Onyx turntable that it's hooked up to an RCA cable, a universal audio cable that has a left and a right, so it's not mono, because mono is not what you want to go for, unless you're listening to Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, which is really good in mono. But anyway, just plugs in with an RCA cord to auxiliary into my Bose speaker, which, yes, it's small, but it gets the job done for a small room like mine. And the turntable itself, very well made. Comes with a 45 adapter that actually fits in here, which I've heard is pretty common. Obviously, needle protector. And it has, I don't know how many record players have this, but it has an auto-on feature. So like if I just put it over here, it'll turn on and turn off. And then once it gets too close to the middle, it'll stop. For some reason, it turns on if I go this way, too, which is kind of odd. But, here, let me put this stuff back up here. Oh, and these are my coins. These are my weights for the needle. I especially use that with my Fall Out Boy one. But anyway, let me turn this thing back here, and we'll get to the very last part of this, which is my newfound cassette collection, which I had no idea that I had. But I found a blank one, actually, so making my own mixtape, actually, right now. It doesn't have anything specific on it. I mean, Pink Floyd's Money came on the radio, and I'm like, I can't not do this. Sony Walkman, 13 hours of battery life. How does that sound, right? It actually does radio, too. It plays tapes and radio. You just stick it in there, clip it to your belt. Works with normal headphones that you're used to, you know, kind of stuff that I'm used to. So, these are the only cassettes that I know I have, and I love them. We have Elton John, Sleeping with the Past. I've not given any of these a listen, actually, except for a bit of the Def Leppard one and the entirety of the Aerosmith one. So I'm going to have to take a listen to this. I love Elton John. So, I mean, this is just your typical Elton John cassette. This is actually a taped-over thing that my family did of Kenny G's Miracles album, which, as a saxophone player, I can appreciate this, but isn't this like his Christmas album or something? I'm going to have to save that for a few months here. Now, just listen to this one. I would have loved to be in the room for this. Marvin Gaye and Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. All three of them. And apparently this is part of a 2-tape set, which I do not have the first tape of. I'm going to have to go and look for that. Def Leppard's Euphoria album. I love that font that they use for their logo. That's awesome, man. Now this is, I don't know any of the songs on here by heart because they're not like, you know, your classics by Def Leppard. Which is not to say that it's a bad cassette, it's just that I haven't given it a good listen to really know it. Howard Jones, don't know too much about him, but I'd love to start in this because, you know, I mean, if I have any music to actually listen to, then hey, I'll take a listen to it. I'm open. Whitney Houston. sadly, no. No, it doesn't have the one you're thinking of. It doesn't. I looked many times. I got really excited. I'm like, please tell me. Please tell me the classic. The classic one is on there, but no, it isn't. Um, this is the Aerosmith one. It's got, it says it's their larger hits, and I'm like, half of these I've never taken a good listen to, but I know a few of these, like, it's got Ragdoll, Love in an Elevator, I didn't even know it had Eat the Rich. I like that one. Anyway, so, oh, and then of course, this one. I don't really know if this counts, because, I mean, it's literally just a mixtape that I'm in the middle of making, which doesn't have very much on it so far, except for random songs, including the classic, what is that song called? The Making My Way Downtown, Walking, like the thing. I can't think of what it's called, but, you know what it is. You know what it is, just by hearing it, hopefully. But that brings the stream to a close. I'm sad to say that because I love showing you guys this stuff. That's why I created this, to share with you guys. But sadly, this is gonna have to come to an end. So, it looks like that's it. So everyone, I hope you have a wonderful night. This actually turned out being one of my shorter streams. So anyway, I hope you all have, again, a wonderful night, and hope you get a good night's rest, because, you know, who knows what we have going on tomorrow. And, see you guys very soon for a review of whatever the heck I choose next. Or, unless you guys tell me what to do next, I will be glad to take a look at it. So, without further ado, I end it on this note. Goodbye. This is Vinyl the Show, signing off for the night. For possibly 2 days, not entirely sure. But either way, I'm signing off. Goodbye. I'm just gonna stop myself now. Goodbye. No, you know what? No. Willpower. Alright, bye. Bye. Leaving now. For good. Bye. Well, not for good. I mean just for good for the night. I need to stop myself. Good night.